Alright everyone, welcome back. Black Ops 4 is out, and as everybody knows, it is a game of great teamwork. There is no other Call of Duty game that requires the level of teamwork that Black Ops 4 does, at least to be effective and win games, and as you guys know, there are specialists in the game, and they are back and more important than ever before. So, having put a decent amount of time into the game at this point, I wanted to give you my personal top 3 picks for what I believe are the best specialists in the game. These are just opinion. Feel free to let me know down in the comments below if you disagree. Leave a like on this video for more Black Ops 4 content, and without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to give it to Prophet. Now, Prophet has 2 extremely useful specialist abilities, the first one being the Electric Seeker Mine. Very, very easy to use. You just throw it down towards an objective, or when you know there's multiple enemies around the corner, and you automatically disable one of those enemies. It's usually going to be for a couple seconds because some people have extremely fast reaction times, and they will tap X or tap square in order to break free from the Seeker Mine, but in my experience, more often than not, they do not do this in time. So you could have easily up to 4 or 5 seconds standing in front of them without them being able to do much. They can shoot back at you, but they can't aim down sights. They can barely turn their bodies, so chances are, as long as you're not standing right in front of them, you are going to get that kill. I happen to love this one because I am going for Dark Matter camo, so this is pretty much a guaranteed headshot every single time that this attaches to somebody, but it's also extremely useful in control mode. And you're going to hear me talk about control mode a lot because that's really the mode that this game was designed for. So if you're rushing towards an objective or trying to contest it, this is a great piece of equipment to throw out beforehand, especially if you don't know where the enemy is. It will find them for you. That's why it's called the Seeker Mine. Now, Prophet's special ability, the Tempest, is back from Black Ops 3. It's a little bit different this time around. It's a little bit less strong than it was in Black Ops 3, but it's still very, very good. The Tempest looks a lot different in this game. It looks a little bit more like a sniper rifle, but essentially works the same way, at least shooting-wise. You aim down sight, you shoot somebody, and that person gets electrocuted. The difference is in this game, when someone gets electrocuted, you do have to hit them again, or a teammate does have to finish them off, or else it will just keep them down for a few minutes and damage them, but they will get back up if they don't get finished off. So it's a little bit nerfed from Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, it was a one-shot kill, but it still chains to nearby enemies, which is really, really good for game modes like Hardpoint and Control when multiple enemies might be on an objective, and I just find myself getting feeds with this thing all the time. It is amazing. Next up on the list, gotta give it to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Torque. So Torque is a brand new specialist in Black Ops 4, and you can definitely say that he was borrowed from the likes of Rainbow Six Siege. His equipment ability is putting razor wire down so that the enemies can't get through it. Now, it can be countered by Tactical Mask, but in my experience, not many people run Tac Mask in this game. As a heavy Torque user, you think that I would often run Tactical Mask to counter the thing that I use a lot, but I find it much more useful to use Engineer and be able to plan around where I know that equipment is going to be, because Engineer doesn't just expose razor wire, it exposes all equipment in the world. But nonetheless, the razor wire is definitely a useful piece of equipment, and it goes hand in hand with his actual specialist ability, which is the Microwave Shield. The Microwave Shield is a deployable body-sized shield which gives you a head glitch as well as emits harmful rays of radiation. So when enemies run into this by accident, they're going to get stunned, disoriented, it's going to be hard for them to move, hard for them to turn around, and you'll often get a kill with it, especially in those really intense rounds of Control when everybody's rushing to the objective. Nobody's thinking that that could be there, so people are running straight into it. It's awesome. I think Torque is a really unique character because his 2 abilities, the equipment and the specialist ability, go hand in hand with each other. They complement each other very, very well. If you're using both at the same time, you can block off areas and make enemies come in only the ways that you approve of, which is really going to allow you to rack up a bunch of kills. If you're more of a camper, ew, gross, it is also useful for you because from that point on, you won't have to worry about enemies entering from at least 2 areas of your choosing. Torque's abilities are very, very powerful, and any team that is assembled and working together should always have one as part of the team. And finally, for the number 1 spot, I think that the best specialist in the game right now, at least, gotta give it to Recon. Recon is another character unique to Black Ops 4, but his ability wasn't necessarily only part of Black Ops 4, and I'll explain that in a second, but first let's talk about his equipment. So Recon's piece of equipment is the Sensor Dart, and it's very, very useful for a variety of situations. Are you camping? You can use it. Are you about to take control of an objective? You can use it. Are you trying to see where the enemy is in their spawn? You can use it. Extremely useful for the entire team as everybody has access to it on the minimap, but you can really use the Sensor Dart to your advantage to make sure you're not going to get shot in the back, because no one likes getting shot in the back in Call of Duty, and you're also sharing this information with your teammates. But now now for the big one. The big reason that I believe that Recon is the most powerful specialist in the game at this current state is because of the Vision Pulse. Vision Pulse was in Black Ops 3, but it was nowhere near as powerful as it is here in Black Ops 4. In Black Ops 3, Vision Pulse only exposed enemies in your immediate vicinity, and they only exposed them to you. But here in Black Ops 4, every single enemy on the map will be exposed, and they will be exposed to your entire team, which of course is a very, very powerful thing to have. It lasts a good while, maybe about 10 seconds or so. I haven't really hand tested the time myself, but it's plenty of time to run out there, get some kills, or make sure that you have the time to take that objective to win the game. Now, it does alert your enemies when they get vision pulsed, but what are they gonna do? Run and hide from you, right? You can just go right after them. So it's not really to their advantage to know they're being pulsed. They might play a little bit more conservatively, but you are always going to have the upper hand on them. And being able to see enemies through walls before they can see you is a pretty big advantage, if you ask me. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 3 picks for best specialists in the game right now, and I imagine that you might have a differing opinion. So as always, let me know down in the comments below if you disagree, and we will get a healthy, constructive conversation going. Thank you guys all for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.